today I'm going to be building a base and sending it to Laythe. Now, this is the first time I've done this in KSP2, and originally my plan was to send this base to Joule. The reason why I would do such a thing is because there is currently no heating in KSP2 yet. It's meant to get added very, very soon. So, why not take advantage of this and build a base on a gas giant? Now, the idea is this would be like a floating base, because I've seen some other people land on Joule, but they're just like little landers. I was like, let's take a whole base. But the thing is, Joule actually does have a surface, well, at least a invisible barrier below the clouds where Kerbals can actually stand and walk, which is pretty cool. So I was thinking, okay, let's make like a quote unquote floating base. And I thought, this would be amazing. This would be an amazing video. But as you'll see when the time comes, that didn't exactly work. So I ended up sending this base to Laythe. But at the time I was building this, I thought I was going to send it to Joule. That's why I've got that green paint job as well. Now you can see me making the transfer stage. And damn, that is a big fairing. And I added 8 solid rocket boosters. More boosters, more power. So anyway, we're about to launch here, and let's see how this first attempt went. As you can see, igniting those 8 solid rocket boosters, and everything was going well, I thought, until I got about 100 meters off the surface. Then it started to get a little bit wobbly, and I was like, whoop, stay straight, and yeah, the rocket decided that it didn't want to go up and it wanted to go down. And at this point, well, as you can see, it was pretty much unrecoverable. It just would not. Yeah, so that didn't really work. It looked like it was a little bit top heavy. So what I did is I made the base a lot smaller. I was like, right, I have smaller base, rocket will work. So I made a smaller base, as you can see here. And this is actually the final iteration of the base. This will be the base that I planned to land on Joule, but actually land on Laythe. If you don't know what Laythe is, it is basically a moon of Joule, which is the one and only gas giant in the Kerbal system. But as you can see, I am now constructing the fairing. It doesn't have to be as wide now because I have a small base. And I also decided to get rid of some of the boosters. So, yeah. And also I added some fins as well. Now, as you can see, I am launching here, and this is actually the final launch. Valentina, Kerman, and the 4 other Kerbals I brought along with me are rocketing up to space. Now I'll just speed up the ascent a bit because you've seen me do this before. I decided to launch at night. I just think launching at night looks so cool in KSP2. I don't know. Let me know what you all think. Like, is it too dark? Can you guys not see anything, or is it just fine? Now I'm detaching those solid rocket boosters. Now the reason why I had my main engine throttled down until those SRBs separated is because I realized, stupidly, those SRBs would not run out at the same time as the main engine. The main engine would literally switch off before the solid rocket boosters. So I was like, all right, I'll just throttle down. But as you can see, I reignited that engine, and now I'm in an orbit. And I also detached that fairing. Now I'm just planning a maneuver to get to Joule, and now I'm executing that maneuver, as you can see here. Very cool. Not much to say. I'll speed up this burn because, yes, it's a bit long. It wasn't that long, to be honest, but yeah. You can actually time warp through burns in KSP2. I cannot believe it. But anyway, you can see me warping away from Kerbin here, and just doing a small mid-course correction, only 89 meters per second at Delta V, just to fine-tune that encounter with Joule and get as close as I can, just so that it will be more efficient to circularize. But now I will crossfade across to when I am at Joule and at my periapsis, and here I am circularizing. Whoop, there we go. Now we're circularized. I just ran out of things to talk about there. But now I have something to talk about. So I was planning, like I said before, to make a Joule base. So I started entering the atmosphere of Joule, and I deployed the parachutes. They looked like they were working. I was like, okay. But I noticed they were going under a bit of stress. And unfortunately, it looks really cool, by the way. Joule looks absolutely amazing. Like, look at those beautiful clouds. But anyway, I'm just descending. It was a bit of a slow descent, but unfortunately, yes, as you will see, once we got into the lower parts of the atmosphere, those parachutes really started to stress out, and I was like, oh, it'd be fine. I've already deployed them. Yeah, and I didn't know this was a thing. But when I got below the layer of the clouds, the parachutes cut. They were just gone. And they just teared apart from Joule's atmosphere. So then I was going at 50 meters per second to the barrier. And then, yeah. So this is what the barrier looks like. This is like the barrier at the bottom of Joule. And I noticed, hey, that looks very boring. And I can't really get a good thumbnail shot out of that. And that'd probably just be a lame video anyway. I mean, look at this stupid surface base. That's not even a proper surface base. So only Valentina survived, and yes, she could actually walk on it. So I was like, where else has an atmosphere where I can use my parachutes? And I was like, aha, Laythe. Laythe has oxygen, so it has an oxygenated atmosphere. So you can literally breathe. You can breathe on Laythe. And it also has a thick enough atmosphere to use parachutes to land. So I was like, yes, that is the perfect target. And it's also pretty interesting, because, it's like, it's got water on its surface, which is pretty cool. It's, I think, the analog of Titan, one of Saturn's moons. Titan could have life on it. I'm pretty sure we're sending like some helicopter drone thingy there in 2027, 2029 or whatever. But anyway, I will now show you the descent to Laythe. You can see Joule, absolutely beautiful. But I was really hoping that I'd land on land. As you can see, the atmosphere is slowing us down a lot. That game pause glitch has happened again. Yes, it strikes again. But it looked like I was going to land on the surface, so I was very excited because if you don't know, Laythe, it's basically a water world. It doesn't have much land. So I was pretty happy. And for some reason, it wouldn't let me deploy all the parachutes at once, so I had to individually click on them, which was very annoying. Very, very annoying. But as you can see, I am descending here and turned on the lights as well. Now I extended the landing legs. This is actually attempt 2 you're watching, because attempt 1, the landing legs just kind of made the base fall over. So I decided, let's not risk it. Let's retract the landing legs. I obviously made a quick save. And whoop. Whoop. We kind of fell over. Jeez. I was desperately trying to get it up right here. And whoop. And barely we managed to land it. The base is now on Laythe. So I quickly made a quick save here before the Kraken could do anything. And now I just time warped today so we could, I don't know, it just looks a bit better. But now we can get Valentina Kerman out so she can plant the flag. And this world is very similar to Kerbin, the Kerbals notice. It has, it's got solid ground, it's got, it's got water, and it has a breathable atmosphere. I wanted to take their helmets off, but for some reason I couldn't figure out how to do that. Listen to those sound effects on the surface. Very interesting. It sounds like it's made of mud or something like that. But anyway, here we are coming up the hill. I just took Valentina up the hill so she can just take in the view of Joule over there, and the sun also. The sun looks pretty small from here though. But yes, now all the Kerbals are out, and we have successfully landed a base on Laythe. Anyway, if you for some reason enjoyed this video, consider leaving it a like and subscribing. No pressure, obviously. But anyway, thank you for watching everyone, and I'll see you all next time.